Welcome to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast, where it's all about getting real around all things coaching.
And what we know for sure is that what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one's really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Hey, Karen.
Hello, Jen.
All right, we are back for another episode where we are talking about accountability and results. Because you know why, Karen?
It's important.
It is important. Those two things go completely hand in hand. If you are looking for specific results, you have to backdoor in the accountability to say what's going to help me be able to get there. So
that back door.
We got to get in
the side door.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about buy-in into the whole entire process, right? So I say I want to do something. I want to get the result that I'm looking for. And then how do I have the accountability to hold all the pieces together? So part of this is about creating an environment for intrinsic motivation. Part of accountability that's so beautiful, if done correctly, can give you that motivation to sustain the work that needs to be done to be able to get the results that you're looking for.
I don't know if I've ever heard accountability described as beautiful before, but keep going, Jen.
I will keep going. So we're going to share the 6 parts of what creates intrinsic motivation. Okay. And how that's going to tie into results. So the first one is about knowing your why. So you say you want something, you want to do something, you want to accomplish something, you've been assigned a project at work, you're a part of a team. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's about being able to connect to why are we doing this? What's the purpose? What is it that we think that doing these actions, what will it actually give us, right? So it's the bigger picture. It's getting in that helicopter, zooming out, being able to see, okay, so I know the big picture why. You are automatically more bought in if you understand the why. Even if you still don't like the project, if you can get to the why, you're going to be more bought in. The second one, Care, is about what's called personal engagement. So this is about, am I as an individual involved in the how it's going to happen, right? So what's my personal engagement to this overall goal? If it's just me, myself, and I, well, it better be strong, because then if it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? Like all of those kinds of things.
I think that was backwards, but good.
How is this supposed to go?
Isn't it supposed to be, if it is to be, it's up to me?
Perhaps. Either one,
It works. It's up to you.
Either one, you are so important, right? So you have to be involved in the how in order to have stakes in the end result. The third part that's needed for intrinsic motivation is about making sure that you have the tools that you need, right? So do you have what's going to help you be successful as you're going towards the result that you said you want? Whether it's on a team or as an individual, do you have the tools and the resources to support you?
I'm just laughing, Jen, because all I keep thinking about is IKEA cabinets now.
With the tools that you need?
Correct. So much easier when you have the proper tools.
It's so true. The fourth is about feedback. It's about getting regular development and recognition and feedback. So one is if you're, working with your clients, part of it is saying, how's it going? What's working? Where do you want to give yourself a shout out? If you're working with yourself, it's about saying, what am I learning? How am I growing? What do I want to do differently? Great job, and being able to have some self-recognition. Perhaps it's being a part of the team. It's to say, wow, we've come so far in such a short period of time. And it would be even better if the next best version of us is, requires X, Y, and Z. That feedback part is so important as we're going towards the results that we want to have. Also, do we have the capability, right? Am I trained? Am I coached? Do I have the capability that I actually need? So, for example, if I want to be able to run a half marathon, and like if I did, we're hypothetical right now, completely hypothetical. If I had wanted to or did want to run a half marathon, do I have the capability to do that? And am I giving myself the runway to be able to be properly trained and coached to be able to get there? You can't show up on the day of the race to say, I'm now ready to see if I can run 13 miles. You have to train and be ready for it. And part of that motivation is having that confidence.
And just hypothetically, if you were to say that you were going to run a half marathon in 6 weeks, how are you tracking with that?
Hypothetically, I would say I'm trying to see if I could downgrade to a 5K. The last part of intrinsic motivation that we have is about measurement. Do we know what winning and progress looks like? This is where it is super important to understand how accountability ties into results. It's about saying, what does the end result look like? What is it that I'm visualizing? How will I know that I'm there? How will I be able to track along the way? So when we have those 6 elements of intrinsic motivation coupled with accountability, we completely can get the results that we want to get.
Totally makes sense, right? So and again, Jen, remember we talked last time, I really truly believe that the success of a team and an organization is directly connected to how accountable people are and how accountable they are to each other.
It's interesting with this list of, knowing your why, how having people involved in the how, making sure that the tools are there, making sure there's regular development and recognition, making sure that people are trained and coached, and making sure that people know what winning and progress looks like. This is a great checklist to have at every project kickoff meeting. Can we answer these questions as we set ourselves up for the next month, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is that we're marching forward on? It's just so powerful.
It really is, Jen, because if you think about all these steps, that if one of them is missing, it's going to take you off course. Like you can know the why, right? You can know wrap your head around your personal engagement, right? You can have great tools, but if you don't know how to do it, right? If you're not capable of actually doing it and using the tools, then you're going to get off course.
So these are great things for you to think about as you're holding yourself accountable for different things in life, working with clients or working with teams. I love it. There's so many great layers that come into accountability, and it's more than just doing what you say you're going to do. I know that's a part of it. It's more, let me rephrase that. It's more than just deadline management. It's accountable to relationships. It's accountable to cultures. It's accountable to goals. It's accountable to job descriptions. It's accountable to company values. It just really is about being accountable, truthfully, Karen, for the experiences you want to have in this world.
Yep, totally. Accountability is the key.
All right. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast. Craving more in-depth discussions? Check out the Get Real Inner Circle with our no BS in-crowd of coaches.
Join live coaching discussions, breakdowns of coaching calls, and have some fun while you're at it.
You're going to want to go to kickstartyouredge.com/inner circle. It's time to get real.